Welcome back everyone, it's Go, and this is part 2 for the colorless brews that we have come up with. Yesterday we played the colorless equipment deck, which was a mono white version, and the Emery colorless deck, which had a splash for blue for Emery. So today we'll be going over the colorless black deck, and the In Memory of Karn, which is all colorless. So let's get right into it. So for the colorless black deck, I decided to try to go for more of like a mill kind of package. So we're playing 3 copies of Cauldron of Eternity, and this allows us to reanimate our creatures. And it's an artifact, so I figured why not. And since we're playing Forsaken Monument, our mana is going to be doubled and everything, so we're going to be able to cast this pretty reliably. And then for our mill plan, we're playing 4 copies of Mire Triton. When this comes into play, and mills 2, gains us 2 life, and it has Death Touch. Playing 4 copies of Chimeric Calls the Dead to mill us 6 cards, give us 2 zombies, and gain us some life. Playing 2 copies of Carrion Grub because it mills 4, and its power is equal to the greatest power in the cards in our graveyard. Then we're playing 4 copies of Roving Keep. Now this might seem really weird and terrible, and honestly it is weird and terrible, but it's kind of the only big dumb artifact that we have in standard outside of like the party creature that's like a 7/5. At least this one we can pump, and with Cauldron of Eternity we can reanimate it, and then with Forsaken Monument we're going to have a lot of mana to dump into this hopefully in the late game, and just be able to pump it up a bunch and attack with trample damage. And then since we're in black, we're also playing 4 copies of Extinction Events, so we have means of like wiping the board and like resetting. At the top end, we also have 3 copies of Ugin because we are a colorless deck, so we can get away with playing it. Except this one is a little bit more dicey because we do have some colored permanents that we will lose to Ugin, so we have to be mindful of that. And then in the mana base, we have 8 Swamps, 4 copies of Bonder's Enclave so we can draw some cards, 4 copies of Crawling Barrens to have a creature in land, 4 copies of Labyrinth of Scophos to be able to deal with our opponent's creatures, and 4 copies of Radiant Fountain to gain us some life. And that's the deck. For today's video, we're going to play 2 games for each deck, unless there's a tie, and then in which case we'll play a tiebreaker. But let's get right into it and see how the Mono Black Reanimator colorless deck. That's a mouthful. Sounds kind of dumb. Let's see how it does in the arena. So we're on the play, and we have double Cauldron, so I'm going to mulligan. And this hand seems a lot better. I can bottom one of the Cauldrons, and then we have a decent curve. Mire Triton and Mecha Godzilla seems fun. Ooh. I think I still go the Mire Triton first. If we don't draw our 4th land, I'll play the Maze Mind Tomb. Air supplies for our opponent. This is a Urian type deck, a 60 card blue-white Urian deck. This is just a guess. I'm only guessing it, honestly. We didn't draw the land. So I'd rather be able to set up our draws. We got Roving Keep in the grave too, that's sweet. So we don't want the other one on top. Great. Probably not going to want to trade. So we'll start beating them down. Talon for our opponent. This is interesting. I wonder what are we up against? This is like a colorless Esper deck. Solemn is good. I'll take Solemn actually. I can find the second black source. Oh sweet, I got Vigilance. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep being aggressive. I'm just gonna not kill the Solemn. Extinction events funny, but don't need it. Draw a card. Better. Well, I'm just gonna pass for now, and at the end step, put some counters on Crawling Barrens, and then I'll have enough for the Cauldron of Eternity. Golden Egg for our opponent. Another Palladium Mirror. Memory for our opponent. Doom Foretold. Doom Foretold. I like that. I'm actually gonna Extinction Event the Emery and the Palladium Mirror away. I don't want him to have access to that Emery ability. We tried playing an Emery deck yesterday and did not go so well, but seems like it's working out pretty well for our opponent playing Esper. Jeez, another Cauldron? Does cost significantly less now. Alright, so opponent used to shatter this guy, which is cool. Fine with that. Ooh, that's even better. I should bring back the Carrion Grub first. Roll some cards. Ooh, Fellow to Retreat for our opponent. Take the action. And let's get in. Gotta start beating our opponent down before they go wide with the Fellow to Retreat. Opponent probably has a Dance of the Manse. They're scrolling their graveyard. Oh, that's a huge Dance of the Manse. Even. A lot of evens. The only thing that would stick are the Palladium Mirrors. Sacrifice the Carrion Grub. Exile even. Gets rid of a huge portion of the deck. I'll get back a Roving Keep for shenanigans. We have used 2 Extinction Events. With 2 remaining, I think we have a pretty good shot. No, they have a Crystalline Giant too? Oh, no. Yeah. Fine, I'll sacrifice the Cauldron. Perfect. exile the odds this time. They get their solemn still. Replay another cauldron. We're just gonna lose anyway. Actually, now that I think about it, I shouldn't have played that. Could have just passed and taken the damage. Oof. I guess I can animate. Sacrifice is a non-land, non-token. Yeah, so I can't even animate the crawling barons to get around that. I'm just gonna start trying to get in with these. More counters on it. I'll knock our opponent down to 5. Seems pretty solid. It gets in for 3. Icy draw. Go ahead and get in. Can our opponent kill us? Gotta be careful too with our cauldron activations. Well, that's pretty sketchy. Ah, good game, opponent. Good game. It's an interesting list. Good game. Good game. Alright, so our opponent's on the play. We know they're playing Urian, so this is probably going to be a little bit slower. We could probably get away with keeping this hand. I'm going to try it out. Opponent has 130 cards in their deck. 130. They really have gotten tired of the mill matchup. They can't stand it. They're sick of it. Sick of it. They don't want no more. That's a good draw for us too. We need to find a black source. We need to find 2, but I'm just playing Bant. So crazy. They can get away with playing 130 cards because of how consistent like all the cards in the deck are. Like there's 3 out of the deck right there. Cultivating 2 lands, boom. 4 color, right? Sure. Ugin seems really good. We're very far away from playing it though. Opponent gets in for the 2. We are going to scry for a draw. Perfect. Perfect. Play out our Mecha Godzilla. Ooh, it's got lifelink. Perfect. I like that. Shia. Okay. That's pretty crazy. All of his creatures come in. All of his non-token creatures count as lands. Odd. I kind of don't really want to exile the Mecha Godzilla, but I might have to. For now, what we do is Solemn for our additional swamp. And by Zerian. Opponent's about to get a lot of value. We're definitely going to chump with the Solemn and try to get a draw here. Too late on that. Just going to try to scribe beforehand. So we're going to put the stop on our upkeep. Try to find some resources here. I don't even know what helps us. I don't think we need a Bonder's Enclave. We already have one. Fallen Baron's quite there either. We might as well get in for 3 because we're gonna exile it anyway. Opponent even gives us... Okay, that's fine. That's perfect, actually. Yeah, we'll take that. There, Mire Triton. Opponent just gave us, like, all of their tokens for, like, no reason. Could have just killed it with Urian. Golden egg for our opponent. They're digging. Definitely digging. They have the means to. This deck is crazy. Opponent's flexing, getting in with the 1/1. Let's hope our Forsaken Monument can start getting us there. The only thing that card's missing is drawing cards. It needs to draw cards. It needs to draw cards and make everything cost less too. It needs to do all of those things. Damn it! Damn it! Might as well do this now while we have the mana. I'm making a creature though. Arcanist's Owl. Okay. Miracle's the Dead, trying to find something. What would I want to exile? I can get rid of one of the ribbon. Ribbon keeps. No pass. Also could just like top an Ugin like at any point. And if it resolves, that might just be enough. Okay. Our opponent's gonna flicker the Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of the Temeric Calls the Dead. Can't block. Could have removed it from combat, but I choose to put the counters on this instead. We're gonna try to get there with this now. That's kind of a bummer. Oh, good thing I didn't pump any mana into that one, so I can still pump it into the other one. Could also pump it into Labyrinth. Our life total is pretty high though, so I'm not really too worried about it. I think we need to just try to be on the aggressive, because if we give this deck too many turns, we're never going to beat it. Of course they drew Fey Wishes, so they can just tutor whatever they need. Of course. Genesis Ultimatum. What a hit. This opponent doesn't have enough mana to play it this turn. I don't think our opponent realized that I can block with this. I will trade. This will work. Yeah, it will. I still put mana into Crawling Barrens. Pass. What did our opponent get back? Just the Lotus Cobra. Yeah. So I guess trading with the Crawling Barrens was bad. Is bad. Is very bad. Alright. Genesis Ultimatum, what do you hit? You good at Ugin? You only get to look at the top 5 out of 100 and something. They're all pretty good hits. Still have all of our Ugins in the deck, so well, they get a bunch of mana too. This hidden card is Build a Goose. Got a goose. Midnight Clock. Gonna go ahead and remove priority here. Can't make it a creature though. And it's like, you want to cut me off on the stack? I'll cut you right back off, sir. You got it. Come on, Ugin. That still helps. Alright, so I can get rid of all of the even. Leave him with the goose. Essentially the same thing. I'm gonna get in for 6 and then I can draw. Opponent lets it happen. I'm fine with the draw. Play this and pass. Cool. So that was a pretty good turnaround for us. Extinction Event basically acted as an Ugin because the way the board was set up. And of course our opponent gets a Urian. The value never ends. It just never ends. I'll spend all the black mana on the Solemn. Okay. Sure. Just like cut me off completely. Fine, bud. Returning the favor, I get it. Our opponent decides to take the damage again. A little bad. Drawing a lot of lands, but we still have the beatdown playing with the Crawling Baron. I don't know, Sun's Grace is kind of annoying because now he has lifelink and he can make a bunch of lifelink creatures. Charming Prince. Targets Urian, and then it's... Yep, so he starts the loop. That's enchantment, though. I have a whole lot of enchantment. Right. It's a swamp. Alright. That's what I'm talking about. First, let's draw. Another Crawling Baron. Can't play it. Oh, we're gonna get it with it. Did opponent not block the Crawling Barons? Why? Do they not know that you can pump it again? Okay. I guess the opponent didn't realize that you can activate the ability still once it's a creature. Good game, opponent. We are on the play, and our curve is pretty good, so we'll try it. Roxas Darkmaster. Got any Kingdom Hearts fans out there? Let me know down in the comments. Me personally, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's one of my favorite games. Not a huge fan of all the handheld ones though, like the early ones. Rune Drop Distance was pretty good. I liked how that was the one that they tied into the beginning of 3. And 3 was like okay. I didn't really like the way they did 3, to be honest. And the DLC was kind of lackluster, pretty expensive if you ask me. They charge like almost $30, and all they give you is like an arena mode where you can fight all of the Organization 13 members again, and it's like, okay, big whoop. It's not... I mean, it's cool. It's cool for the people who love the combat, because they actually add... Like, they made the combat system a lot more complicated in the DLC. So, for the people who love the challenge of it, it's definitely worth it, but from a story aspect, it's not great. Right, so back to the game. I wonder if they're holding up a Drown of the Lock. I don't really want them to counter my Mecha Godzilla, so I'll try to play the Chimera Calls the Dead first. My opponent lets it resolve. This will get rid of the Solemn. A 2-2 that makes it 2-2. So opponent clings to dust the land, try to draw a card. They're looking. They need some resources. I don't like that our opponent keeps holding up blue-black. Really alarming. Get rid of the Chimera Calls the Dead. Kinda looks like we're playing Zombie Tribal, even though we're not. Opponent bounces a Chimera Calls the Dead, which honestly I'm okay with. There goes an Ugin. Now, I don't think our opponent's playing any board wipes. In Rogues, I don't think they play board wipes, but we kind of just went wide. Might be hard for them to deal with. Rankle helps. For sure. Yep. Though it's kind of not great, because they're going to get hit for 6 back, at least, if they force us to stack. So each player discards a card. I'll discard the Swamp. Our opponent left us to be able to attack for 8, which is fine by me. Fallen Barrens is good. Remove the stop. Let's see. Definitely just get in for 8 first. I'm down to 10. We'll play the Mecha Godzilla. Let's see if we can get hexproof. Oh, I did that wrong, but oops. Oof. It's okay. Not sure what our opponent does anyway. Scoring Thought Thief. So they're gonna try to just beat us down. The beatdown plan is a good idea, but I think we actually have more aggression this time around. We mill 2. They hit another Ugin. Alright, so opponent decides not to do anything with Rankle. We're just gonna draw. Cauldron's not bad. I don't see that resolving though. It has one card left in hand. Good draw for us too. Gain some life. Let's go to combat first and see what happens. We got Vigilance, which is still pretty good. If I attacked with the Crawling Barons, that would have been lethal. So we missed lethal there. Gave him something to counter. Alright, so if he had played the Crawling Barons, it would have... Okay, so never mind. Didn't matter. They scooped. Good game.